Hi class, I'm recording this video for the competition analysis. The competitive analysis section is based on the chapter 8 from the Successful Business book, and please review the chapters 3, 4, 5, and 6 in the strategy book. So you will see videos from Dr. Renee O'Donnell for each of the subsections. But here, after we have done the comprehensive analysis in the previous weeks of our target market, now we have to figure out how we'll deal with the competition. So here are the sections you have to cover this week. Well, it's another 2-week kind of module, so you have enough time to do the research. So first you discuss your primary and secondary competitors. So you have to identify, I would say probably at least 3 to 4 primary, 3 to 5 maybe primary competitors, and about as many 3 to 5 secondary competitors. And then you kind of assess them based on the competitive strength assessment. So this is based on this Excel document, which is also available on Moodle. So you can see here the examples. Your company is, you can put it first or last, however it works for you. And then you assess, again, I would say about 3 to 5 primary competitors. So what are the different success factors or strength measures here? Depends up to, it's up to you, depends on your business. For some businesses, product quality will be typically the most important. Again, if it's a type of service, customer service might matter. For some businesses, location might be important. For others, technological aspects might be the most important, and so forth. So you assign a weight for each of those key success factors or indicators that you assess each of the businesses on, and you start with the highest one, and then you give each of the businesses, including your own, a rating. Then you get the average, so it is on 1 to 10 scale. And again, there is a video here explained, but I'll just show you on the example papers here. So the first section is the primary competitors. So you can see this one focuses on a coffee shop. So they just list, kind of explain the primary competitors and then the secondary one. And then we get into the competitive strength assessment, which again, those numbers or ratings that you have to assign here are not based on, oh, I feel like this coffee shop or this competitor is good or bad based on location, but they should be supported with references. So you can see here the references. I mean, you'll see maybe reviews on Yelp or some other sources. So it should be informed by research. So you can see here Yelp, Esri, Travel Partner, etc., linking to how each of those competitors have been ranked. So this ranking here, you explain for each competitor why you gave them 8 on quality, how they rank on location, customer service, etc. So you can see for each competitor, there is about a paragraph where you explain each of those ratings. And again, here is the other example that we're looking for. You can see a summary of for each competitor why they got this rating, supported with references, not just based on personal opinion. So you see the summary, the weight which has the highest, the feature that has the highest weight is at the top, and then it goes down, and then you have your business, and then how you rate each of the other ones. Okay, so that's the first section first 2 sections that we have for this week. Then we get to the Porter's 5 forces of competition. So when we're talking about competition, we're talking about who has the power to kind of impact our business. Obviously, the suppliers have a lot of kind of power. The buyers, where they spend their money and what they choose. Substitution is an area of concern. New entrants, there's that kind of power. And then in the middle of the 5 forces is the rivalry. I have information on that on the slides, and here you can see a short video and then a long one which is explained. So you have to discuss the five forces kind of as pertaining to your business. Again, you can see here in the example summaries the five forces. So in terms of competitive rivalry, what is the situation for your business? New entrants, buyer power, at supplier, etc. And lastly, what are the barriers to entry? Again, you can, we're trying to identify, how we can succeed, right? That's our main goal. So you can see here another example, the five forces, the rivalry, everything should be supported with references. And then lastly, we get to the barriers for entry. So you can see where does it start here. In this case, they talk about market saturation, startup regulations, etc. You summarize those as well. So that's the section for this module on the competitive analysis. Don't forget that also you have to work on the BSG game. So this in week 6, we will do round 3 or year 11 of the BSG game. And then in week 7, we'll do year 14 or round 4 of the BSG game. So although you have 2 weeks to work on the paper, please don't forget that you have to make 2 decision cycle in the BSG game. So as always, I'm standing by for questions and have a great week.